Hi everyone, just Nigel. The lights for the entrance. We're trying to establish exactly what sort of light that we want. So Mike has quite kindly sent us a couple of units to test out. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to put them into the ground over there, otherwise we're not going to be able to send the units back. So what I've tried to do is recreate a situation whereby we imagine that the wall over here is actually the lower perimeter of the tier system on the bottom tier. And as you can see, this particular light's quite a good light because it actually goes through 90 degrees. I'll put the lights on in a bit and you'll see that, but what I want you to see for now is the light pattern. So this is the sort of light pattern that we have. It's quite bright in the middle, and we've got the light here roughly 6 inches away from the wall, or what would be the wall on the tier system. So it's a bright light, and it spreads around about 2 feet from this point here to this point here. So that will give us some idea of a number of lights that we need to go around the perimeter. I'm now going to switch the lights on so that you can actually see the unit itself and how it actually works. I've now put the unit on my kitchen counter, and you can see that the actual light itself is actually capable of going through 90 degrees, and the way we adjust that is there is a little screw here. I've shown you the screw, so all I'm doing here is holding the light and undoing it, and then you can see that it will go back down quite nicely if we want it to go all the way flat, or we can adjust the angle and retighten the screw at whatever position we like. So it's capable of going practically to 90 degrees. Okay, so this is the next light, and the first thing I've got to say is that I'm not a great fan of this light. It's extremely cumbersome to set up. If I could show you inside here, there are actually 2 screws sort of down here that you have to attach the light unit to, and it's extremely cumbersome. You need a big long Phillips head. You can probably see it through there a little bit easier through that slot. So you have to secure the actual light to a platform. To get to it, in the first place, there's a rubber cover that sits on top here like this. So that actually keeps it waterproof, which is a nice feature. On top of that then sits the stainless steel cover, which makes it look a very nice unit. My reservations about this unit though are it is very, very cumbersome to set up. I've had to take off these 6 screws to start with, and then I've had to take out this, which is not easy to do. You definitely need a screwdriver to sort of pry it out of there. And then the next thing I notice is it's this sort of a bulb that you're actually dealing with. Now in some ways this is a better light pattern for us, as you'll see in a little while when I plug it in. But to actually set up this unit, this white unit, so that it doesn't move around too much, it's extremely cumbersome and difficult to do. I don't like the way these wires hang out here either. I dare say you can probably prod them down using a screwdriver, but they do seem to pop back up. So the overall design of the light is not easy to work with. My other biggest fear, of course, is the angle. The angle you have to adjust in here by tilting this white thing, and you're never quite certain where exactly you are with it. So once the bulb's in, the other problem is that some of the light is actually going to get caught inside the unit here and not pop out. So guys, I've got this plugged in and rewired it, and immediately as I plugged it in, the bulb blew, which is marvellous. This unit is extremely cumbersome. I really don't like it. The only reason I've persevered with it this long is that I thought it could give us a nicer light pattern, but based on the light bulbs and the fact that this is the first time it's plugged in and it's already blown, I don't think it's going to give us the longevity that we want. So these are the 2 lights side by side. You'll see that the one is a lot larger unit than the other one. This is the one I don't recommend because the light bulb has to be adjusted inside before you seal it down. This one we can adjust it by tipping it, as I demonstrated earlier, so you can see here that it can be lifted and set to the angle. The only question I have about this is the actual brightness of the bulb that's in here. If we can get other bulbs that dim it so as it makes it a nicer effect, I think this would be the unit that we end up going with.